Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. The Cardinals are 1.5 point road favorites right now. And I say right now because there's a very important thing that goes into this whole spread, and that would be the health of one Kyler Murray and whether he is going to play in this game or not. A total of 46 that's available out there right now. Stephen, I'll start with you on this one. This is indicating to me that they think that Kyler Murray's not going to play. So I guess we're just going to need to assume that this point and a half is with Colt McCoy at quarterback, because I would have to think that this thing would be on the 3, if not on the other side of the 3, if Kyler Murray was definitely going to play in this game. So I think there's some assumption that he's probably not going to be out there.
I was very happy to take the 49ers on a teaser leg here at plus 7.5 with a total of 45.5. You mentioned Kyler Murray. It's not just him. It's DeAndre Hopkins, who's dealing with, I believe, a hamstring injury as well. He also did not practice Wednesday. I think this teaser is probably gone if Kyler doesn't practice again on Thursday. The opportunity to get through the 3 and through the 7, we're going to see the Niners flip here probably to a small favorite if there's more uncertainty as the week goes on here. On top of that, A.J. Green is out, although it might be a positive after he forgot he needs to actually catch a ball when the game is on the line last week on Thursday Night Football. But I think that might actually be good because now it means Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore get some increased snaps. So, it all revolves around Kyler for me. If he does play, this is a situation where we have debated internally here within our own network if the Cardinals have some red flags, right? Like, I have been the banner carrier for the Cardinals for most of the season. And the argument over the past 4 games has mostly revolved around them not doing as well in yards per play. They're only 5.6 yards per play over the past 3 games. But if you dig a little deeper, what's actually going on? They're 7th in EPA and success rate over those past 4 games. Kyler is 6th and 1st in drop back EPA and success rate, but they're 13th and 23rd in rush EPA and success rate. And Arizona is bottom 5 in pass play percentage, bottom 3 in the past 3 games. So the big question is, why isn't Cliff throwing the ball more, given this high level of success in the pass game and mediocre to below average success in the run game? And the only thing I can come up with is either A, Cliff Kingsbury is not a very good coach, which a lot of people have that opinion, or B, Kyler Murray is playing hurt again. We already know he's got a shoulder injury. Now he's got a calf injury. Cliff has said he doesn't have to practice to play this week, but those are the only 2 conclusions I can draw, and neither are all that confidence building for this game. So just some food for thought there. But when they are healthy, I love this team. They're just not healthy right now.
Yeah, this ankle injury for Kyler Murray certainly has me spooked. As you mentioned, A.J. Green gets put on the COVID list. Typically, midweek COVID guys, even if they're vaccinated, they don't make it back in time. So he's likely to miss. DeAndre Hopkins dealt with that hamstring injury where he had to come off the field several different times this past week. It's not all doom and gloom. It does look like Rodney Hudson, their starting center, will be back after he was activated off of IR. So there's at least a little bit of some help there. Brad, I do think, though, if we're looking at red flags on this Cardinals team, while the counting stats weren't necessarily there, J.J. Watt was having a really, really good season. He was 3rd in the NFL in quarterback pressures. He is one of their only guys that was a consistent run stopper as well on that defensive line. And with him gone, we saw some of that gaping hole stuff start to open up against this Cardinals team yet again this past week. And now enrolled the San Francisco 49ers. And we know Shanahan has no problem running the ball 60% of the time if that's the way he feels like is the best route to go about winning a game. And I do wonder if that glaring kind of weakness with Watt off that line now doesn't get exploited here by this 49ers team.
Yeah, I think it does get exploited. So, I mean, Arizona defense comes in 29th run stop win rate, 29th in yards per rush. Arizona's offense comes in third in rushing DVOA, 7th in overall. I mean, last week they shredded the Bears. They were the best team in the NFL by EPA. They're adding nearly half a point per snap last week. The Niners just absolutely shredding them, and I don't really see why they would not continue that here. So this line to me, I think there's a lot of upside in backing the Niners. I took a little bit of plus 105 earlier today because it opened minus 2.5. For Arizona, and it's not really moved much. It's moved a 1.5, not important points. And I think there's a non-zero chance here that Murray doesn't go, right? They will have watched Dak last week. They've gone, our aim this year is to win a Super Bowl. He was already nursing a shoulder, and now he's got a knee. Do we want to send him out here against Nick Bosa and Eric Armstead? Probably not, I don't think, especially when Nuke's probably not going to be 100%. He's, maybe no AJ Green as well, as you say. To me, it feels like there's a good chance they go, right, let's write this off. Let's regroup. We're going to be 6-2 or whatever, 7-2, and let's come back in 2 weeks. So yeah, I think there's a good matchup in the first place, and a good chance Murray doesn't play or is very, very limited here. So I think the Niners are superb tees, and I think good on the money line as well.
Yeah, I also am on the Niners in this one, kind of a clean sweep here with everybody because it's just it's a bad spot here for look. You got Colt McCoy, who's competent, right? I mean, he's played a bunch in the NFL, so I think they think let's let Kyler get healthy. We put out a guy out here who's not just. We're not assuming that we're just going to completely lose the game because Colt McCoy is not the worst quarterback in the entire world, and so I do believe that this is probably a situation where he says, but again, and even if he does play, what position are you putting him in anyway, right? I mean, limited at best, DeAndre Hopkins, if not a guy, if not someone that's not going to play. AJ Green likely not to play again because he's put on the COVID list. So now you're throwing him out there with Rondale Moore and Christian Kirk. I don't know. It seems like a bad spot all around here. I do like the Niners in this one pretty good.